My goodness, I couldn't be more thrilled. Yeah, I'm almost going to cry. When I was a young child, this is not going to go on for 60 years, I used to drive into Hyannis. My uncle lived here. My grandmother lived here. I lived in Taunton. We cried when we lost Kennedy. The world, but Cape Verdeans, if you don't know of us, we all had a cross on the kitchen wall and a Kennedy picture right beside the cross. So to be welcomed here was such a resounding response from the folks in this community. I couldn't be more thrilled to say I have reached, I don't know, self-actualization. I would drive by here and say, someday I'd like a museum like that. The next best thing is to premiere this documentary here. Thank you.
I went to Cape Verde last year, December, and it was amazing. We went there on a Saturday, and we went to a school. And I'm like, what are we doing going to a school? Well, they're teaching their children how to speak English on Saturdays. So kids start speaking to us, and they're speaking better English than I can, and they're 6 years old. And but not only that, they can speak 5 or 6 different languages. But I was there, and I'm a very picky eater, so I had to make sure. I was like, oh, French fries, rice. David was helping me out.
A few weeks ago, in East Falmouth, we had a funeral for General Gordon Sullivan, who was the founder of the U.S. Army Museum. And being a parishioner at my home parish in St. Anthony's, he brought me in early to be a founding sponsor of the U.S. Army Museum in Fort Belvoir. And then just a couple of weeks after that, Mr. Lobo, who's with us today, lost his brother, who was a veteran of the United States Army. And one of the things that Gordon Sullivan said was the U.S. Army Museum is not a museum about the U.S. Army. The U.S. Army Museum is a museum about the stories of each and every man and woman who served to protect our country and defend freedom around the world in the U.S. Army. For those of you that are in the crowd, those that know someone that's in this documentary, to make sure that you reach out to the U.S. Army Museum if your loved one served in the Army and that your story is told. Because too often the folks that look like me tell their stories, and their stories get cataloged in these museums. And we want to make sure that all the stories of all the individuals that served and sacrificed on behalf of our country are told. And so it's an honor to be with you here today. One, to say congratulations to the Cape Cod, Cape Verdean Museum and Cultural Center. Thank you to Falmouth Community Television, Alan, for the work that you did and the work that you always do, from my show On the Road with Dave Vieira to our new show From Melting Pot to Salad Bowl that we're going to be starting in a few weeks, and to the Falmouth schools. I know the superintendent is here as well, who has embraced these messages and these projects, where every second grader in every elementary school in Falmouth goes to the museum to learn about their neighbors, their friends, our friends and neighbors, those of Cape Verdean descent. So congratulations, and let's watch the movie.
In the heart of the Atlantic Ocean lies a nation with a rich history and a powerful legacy of service. For generations, Cape Verdeans have journeyed to America seeking a new home and a chance at the American dream. But their contributions extend far beyond their arrival on these shores. Join us on a journey through time as we trace the remarkable story of Cape Verdeans who answered the call to serve in the United States military. Through the eyes and voices of veterans who have proudly worn the uniform, we uncover tales of bravery, sacrifice, and resilience. This is a tribute to a community that has not only defended our nation, but also enriched its cultural tapestry. Cape Verdeans in America and around the world. A legacy of service, coming soon. Stay tuned for a powerful documentary that honors their remarkable journey.
That's one of the best films I've seen in a long time, okay? I watch a lot of things about Cape Verde. That was excellent. You guys did a great job.
Little by little, we are here not only to show mass humanities, expand Massachusetts stories, but to help the youth be proud of our legacy, because many of us weren't when we were kids. It's not that we were really cranberry pickers. Wesley said he tried it once and it didn't work.
That's some hard work.
But doctors and lawyers and anthropologists and authors and so many other things, military, state reps, all these things. If you still just relegate us to the cranberry pickers, what is that saying about us? And when I ask in the room who knows where Cape Verde is, I'm not going to ask. Most people don't know. But we've been here almost 300 years. Why is our story still so invisible? So I found a very welcoming community in Falmouth.